Millions and millions of Americans are about to feel the impacts of rising food costs. And this is for multiple reasons. Today, we're going to address what is happening at this time and how what is currently going on is going to impact food prices immediately, but it could have some long-term positive effects here inside the United States. So I'm going to break all this down in just a moment, but I do want to ask you two things. First, if you are seeing that food prices continue to rise, go ahead and hit that like button. The second thing, let me know down in the comment section, what are you spending the most money on regarding food? Is it meat? Is it vegetables? Are they fruits? What is it? Let me know down in the comment section below. And now let's begin. In a recent study that was done in December of 2024, it found that the average household spends about $510 on food every single month. Let me know. How do you stack up? Now, I bring this up because we are about to see food prices surge. They are going to go up. And this is exactly what President Trump and the Trump administration did not want. Look at this right here. It says one chart shows low-income Americans get hit hardest by inflation. But why? Well, it's simple. The reason why lower-income Americans get hit the hardest is because when the higher-income earners decide they want to save money, what do? Do they buy less? No. Do they make sure that their family is going to starve? No. Essentially what they do is they don't go and buy the expensive things. They don't go and buy the ribeye steaks. No, they buy the cheaper cuts. That's what they do. And so now you have more people trying to buy the exact same item. So when demand increases but supply stays the same, that means prices go up. This is concerning. But this isn't it. Look at this right here. It says Trump's trade and deportation plans could be disastrous for the U.S. food supply. The key word is it could be disastrous. According to experts, with the Trump administration trying to deport tens of hundreds of maybe 1 million plus people that are illegally here in the United States, that is going to have a negative effect on the food supply. And I want to show you this. But in the end, according to experts, they believe that essentially this is going to be a tough time. It's going to be painful for the American people. But in the next year, 2 years, 5 years, things will be looking up. So again, it's going to be tough initially, but it will get better. I want to show you a few things. Look at this right here. It says domestic agriculture workforce. It says immigrants play a vital role in the U.S. agriculture workforce. They make up approximately 61% of farm workers, according to the most recent available data. But as of 2022, the U.S. Department of Labor survey says 42% were not legally authorized to work in the country, meaning they were undocumented. This is exactly who President Trump and the Trump administration is going to be targeting as far as deportations. But let me show you this next part. Look at this. It says jobs many Americans don't want to perform. Some say that immigrants are taking away American jobs. In reality, the United States is grappling with a domestic labor shortage. It says one factor is the aging agriculture workforce. In parts of the Midwest, the Federal Reserve Bank of Minneapolis reported that median age of agriculture workers rose from 51 in 2012 to 56 in 2021, effectively shrinking the labor pool. Goes on to say, many Americans simply refuse to work in labor-intensive manual jobs. When informed about H-2A job opportunities, Americans accept only 1 in 20 offers, and most end up quitting. Yeah. So we are now deporting the people that are doing the jobs, these labor-intensive jobs, such as picking strawberries, right? Picking cucumbers, right? Beans, right? Lettuce. The other day I went down this rabbit hole where I was watching probably watched a good 20 minutes of people on TikTok that were picking strawberries. One I saw this guy was pulling carrots out of the ground. Thought that was just incredible, right? Not what he was doing, but I just thought that was interesting. I've never seen it. This guy was yanking all these carrots out of the ground, breaking the stems off them, throwing them in a box, and then hauling them over to the truck. I thought, wow, this is crazy. I couldn't do that. These are things that I couldn't do for days on end, right? And some of these people, and I saw one guy, he worked for 4 days, he worked for 24 hours picking strawberries, and he made like $996 for that week. Again, it's pretty good living, right? For 24 hours, almost $1,000. That's after taxes and everything. That's pretty good, but at the same time, it's tough work. Let me show you this one though. It says the dangers of tariffs and deportations. President Trump's threat of tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China will make many fruits and vegetables more expensive, contributing to inflation. Between 2007 and 2021, according to the most recent available data, import shares of asparagus, avocados, bell peppers, blueberries, broccoli, cauliflower, cucumbers, raspberries, snap beans, and tomatoes all increased by 20 percentage points or more. Now, where are we going with this? Are we going to see prices come down? Well, many people have meat, right? They have either chicken or beef, right? They could have pork. A lot of people get vegetables, right? Lettuce, right? Tomatoes, cucumbers, right? And some, fruits as well. Apples, oranges, watermelons. Things get very expensive. But here's what you need to know. Right now, and we've been seeing this go back and forth. When Democrats were in office, Republicans were slamming them for not bringing prices down. Well, they're essentially doing the same thing. Democratic lawmakers are slamming President Trump for not making good on his promise to immediately lower food prices amid the egg shortage. What happened is that we have seen so many shortages, whether it's because of workers or, in this case, one of the biggest expenses, one of the biggest increases is having to do with eggs and chicken and things like that. Well, look at this. It says the bird flu impacts range from closed parks to skyrocketing food costs. We have seen so many different flocks of poultry get cold simply because the Biden administration said we cannot afford this to spread. We can't afford another pandemic. And honestly, I don't think we can. Not at this time. But the Trump administration is trying to figure this out. Again, we are only, he got into office 10 days ago. He was inaugurated on January 20th. It's January 30th today. So food prices for the moment that we're in are going to continue to go up. According to experts, food prices will continue to go up. But we could have some good news in the next 3 to 6 months as far as food costs. We do know for fuel, it's likely going to come down, which means transportation is going to be a little bit less expensive. That's good news there. The problem is we still have higher labor costs simply because of higher wages due to inflation as well. So yes, there's some more problems on the way, but at the same time, according to experts, they believe that food costs will eventually come down. But as of right now, they're expected to go up. So if we get any more information on food and the costs related to them, I promise I will bring you all the latest news and updates. That's what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.